Hello, New Zealand. Welcome back to the couch. It's been a couple of days since we've been here, so I hope you guys have had a nice break. What have you been doing, Will West, since you've been off the couch?
Yeah, just trying to stretch the legs, get the blood flowing again. The couch is getting a bit of a sore behind from being on the couch all the time, eh? So yeah, just get some fresh air and go outside and touch a bit of grass.
Yeah, fair enough, man. All right, so today's Monday. We thought we better get back into recording for you people. We've had a fair bit of fan mail from football fans in particular lately that are getting a bit fed up with the lack of football coverage. So I got one message in particular from this guy Tom from Carterton that demanded that we release an all-time Wellington Phoenix team. So we thought we'd do that today, seeing as they're playing tonight. So before we rip into that, everyone's favourite segment, fan mail. Will, you said you've got one to read before we rip in?
Yeah, I've got one from a Ben from Wellington, and I think this one is targeted at me, so it's kind of fitting that I am reading it. He says, "No Adam Milne in your all-time Black Caps or Central 11 is revolting work. Consider tracking a bridge and yeah, that's horrible. So I
What a
guess
nasty guy.
yeah, the exclusion of him from that 11 must have really impacted him in some kind of way. So I apologize about that, but I stick to my guns.
Was that Ben? Where was he from? Did you say?
Wellington,
I don't know why he's concerning himself with the Central Stags all-time 11. Then that seems
yeah.
strange behaviour. Yeah, no,
No, it's all right. I think sometimes those harsh comments kind of give you a bit of a thrill, and yeah, yeah, so it's kind of one of those, maybe a kink, who knows?
yeah, fair enough. All right, so what we'll do is before we get into the all-time Wellington Phoenix 11, I just want to give a shout out to um, Paddy and Andy from the Black and Yellow podcast. So, well, you may have seen they had me on when I let them know what we've been doing the last week. So, um, as soon as I told them what we've been up to, they happily had me on their show just so that I could big up the podcast. So they're a couple of real backbones. For one reason in particular, they are a pair of Aucklanders that have refused to change which football team they support. So that's something you could probably get on board with. They will West House.
Yeah, you got to appreciate that integrity and just the
Mm,
loyalty that's been shown there. So yeah, no, it was a good listen as well. There's some proper good dribbles there for your for
yeah.
for your needs. So yeah, no, it ticked all the boxes.
Yeah, no, so big shout out to you two guys, and yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to meeting them at the pub when you're back in New Zealand, Will, because they're a couple of absolute backbones. So yeah, make sure you guys give them a listen once you're done listening to us on the couch, Black and Yellow podcast for all you Phoenix ultras. All right, so as I said, all-time Phoenix team. We've got the Phoenix playing in a couple of hours against Macarthur, so thought we'd release our all-time Phoenix teams. So I'll kick it off. I'll rip through it. So in goal, this one does hurt a little bit, but I have gone for Alex Paulson. As much of a dog as he is for heading north, but I just think we've had some pretty bloody good goalies over the years, but I just think how good he was last year was just another level to what the Phoenix have had. So I have opted for Alex Paulson in goal. Um, at the back, so my back four, I've gone a 4-3-3 here. So my back four at right back, I've actually got a current player. So again, we've had some pretty good right backs. We had Manny Muscat, Troy Harefield to name a couple, but my right back in my all-time Phoenix 11 is going to be Tim Payne. I think he's surpassed both of them now. Um, left back, I've gone Libby Kakachi. I think that picks himself. He's just obviously by far and away the best left back we've produced. And then at centre back, picks itself Andrew Durante, Ben Sigmund. I don't think anyone could really go past them. So thoughts on the back four or back five, including Paulson the dog? Well,
Yeah, no, that's a pretty solid back five that you got there. No changes. I think they all picked themselves, like you say. Yeah, just disappointing that like your Kakachis and Paulson we couldn't have for a long period of time, but I guess they already state their case for it in the short time they were there.
yeah. I mean, Kakachi still had a few years, I
Yeah, he
guess,
still had
and
a
his
few
last,
years, but I
yeah.
wouldn't have minded a few more out of
Oh,
him if that's
I
okay with
know,
you. But I guess yeah, that's the
100%.
thing. That's the
Yeah.
thing. The
You put him
money
in last
talks,
year's
doesn't it?
team. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you put him in last year's team. I think we win the comp like
Comp, yeah,
pretty convincingly. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right, and then my midfield three. I've gone two sixes, so two CDMs and a cam. And I've gone Tim Brown and Cam Devlin as my CDMs, and then Uli De Villa, the match fixer, as my cam, just player. So that's my little triangle. But you like that triangle in the middle?
Yeah, yeah. As far as triangles go, yeah, that one does a bit for me.
Yeah, pretty good triangle. And then up front, I've got a front three, obviously. On the wings or wide, I've got Roy Krishna. I think the Phoenix best ever player on one side. Paul Eiffel on
PG,
the other
yeah.
side. And then this one, I actually had to toss up. I was tossing up either Shane Smeltz or Costa Barbarosis. And I've actually gone Costa. I think Costa surpassed Smeltzy through the middle now.
Mm,
So yeah, that's my team. So Paulson in goal, Payne and Kakachi as my wing backs, Durante Sigmund at centre back, little midfield triangle of Tim Brown, Cammy Devlin, and Uli De Villa, and then a front three of Paul Eiffel, Costa Barbaros, and Roy Krishna. So yeah, just drop your DMs below. Let me know what you think of my team. Yeah, I want to hear back from the community. So cheers. Well, over
mm.
to you for your team, man.
Yeah, that's funny because when you said Phoenix all-time team, I kind of misinterpreted that. So in goal, yeah, I've got actually none of those players. So,
Yeah, nice.
in goal, I've gone for Keegan Smith. Then, then the rest of my back four is Adam Parkhouse, Marco Rossi, the GOAT Cleberson, and Jeremy Christie. What are your thoughts on that back five?
Yeah, so I wonder whether that back five would actually even win me a central league, to be fair. So I don't know what kind of angle you've taken
Mm,
there, but some
yeah,
absolute classics.
well,
So
that's funny
yeah.
because actually, I reckon you put that back five on FIFA and simulate on world class, and you're winning. You're winning. That's a very
Oh yeah.
strong back five. But
I
anyway,
can't wait
I'll
to hear
go.
your midfield then.
Yeah, my midfield. I've gone for kind of like a DM, Alex Rodriguez,
Oh
from
yeah.
Sunderland. I just thought he was one of the shittest players. God, for the hype that he came over with to what he presented to me on that football field didn't actually fill me with much joy or anything like that. And then in front of him, I've gone for is he Costa Rican? Carlos Fernandez,
Yeah, toss
a
it.
great A
Yeah.
League player, but God, he came over like a brick shit house to me. He was a dense human at the Phoenix,
I
and his
reckon.
play reflected
Sorry.
that. Hmm.
Yeah, I reckon he probably had more kegs than the pair of us combined,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't mind me saying.
and that's saying something because we're not like
Sounds good.
boys. Yeah, we're not stick insects. Um, and then wide players have gone for a demographic. I've gone for Kenny Cunningham. Similar. He Costa Rican as well. Costa Rican.
Yeah, it
And
was. I think
and
he came
this,
over so he could, oh, they could translate for each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Use it like phone a friend. Yeah, you got to do that sometimes with the big connies, don't you? And then I've gone for Solomon
Yeah.
Islands' greatest, Benjamin Tuttori. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame he could never kick on because probably seemed like the nicest guy out there all the time. But yeah, what can you do? And then I've gone for a dirty. I'm playing Sean Dycheball. I've gone for two up front. I've gone for Stain Heisigums. I mean, how can you have a greatest ever team without a person called Stain up top? But I guess you get that in you. And then I've actually gone for Killian Sheridan. That's a really nice, a nice one for you there. One of the shittest players came over with a reputation of being like a kind of mini Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but he was anything but that on the field. Probably one of our worst ever signings. So yeah, I'll just leave that over to you. Any thoughts?
Yeah, you're breaking up quite a bit. So hopefully that doesn't come up on the potty, because they're gonna again think we're amateurs when we're absolutely not. I think I caught the end of it. So yeah, Totori wide.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One of my favorite things about Benjamin Totori was actually his FIFA attributes. I'm pretty sure he's 99 pace. He was like an
Yeah.
overall of 53 or something, but he was 99 pace. So he was an absolute pace whore. You just bring on with 10 to go, and he was just unstoppable in manager mode. And then your Steinhoister Gyms and Killian Sheridan, you said, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, those two are just so similar, eh? Just
yeah,
Hoisingam's probably a little bit better, but man, they were just like useless Europeans that
yeah.
just forwarded a CV and just said, "Yeah, sign us," and just offered nothing, eh? I just yeah, so yeah, again, once again, your 11s take a different spin, but I'm really enjoying hearing them. And I think the punters will enjoy hearing these more as well because it reminds them of some of these names that you would potentially never remember existed, but
Mm.
they really would have touched you when they were with us. So yeah, thanks for that, man.
No, that's all
What
right.
I'm going to do as well. So we got a message from one of our sponsors. So Williams Farming Corporations, for those of you that don't know, so they're one of our sponsors, and there's 7 members of Williams Farming that make up the I guess the ownership group. And one of them is this guy Henry, and he sent in a DM. He follows the football as well, and he's asked the question about whether Albie Kelly Heald has a higher ceiling than Judas Paulson. Um, and I'm just going to chime in there and say I think he might just because of his size. So I don't know if you've seen this guy before, but he's a proper lank. He's about 7'3", all limbs. And I
Mm.
think if you're built like that, there's no reason why. I mean, your ceiling is literally bigger than someone that's a short little man with um, earrings, as how Henry Williams from Williams Corporation has described him. So thoughts on the sponsor chiming in about sports chat? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not against it. Like, if they're gonna pump their funds into us, like it's only right that they have a say in the way that we
Mm,
use. They can use us as a vehicle if they want.
mm.
But yeah, yeah, no, I'm more than happy with this chat. I reckon he could be onto something there. Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
smart guy.
he's a
He's a
smart
smart guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also said he also called Alex Paulson Jacob Spoonley with earrings. So there you go. There's another take.
Okay, well
Um,
let's just hope for Alex Forson he doesn't see this episode because otherwise he's gonna do some pretty bad things to himself. That's not a good
mm,
thing.
no. All right, so that pretty much wraps us up. So obviously, yeah, that was just us running through our all-time Phoenix team. Obviously, playing MacArthur tonight, so hopefully they get a win. Did you have scenarios for me today, or was that
Yeah,
next episode?
yeah, no, today. So, for those of you who don't know us, one of our favorite things to do is kind of give you scenarios, to kind of make you think, and then if you're ever in that situation, you've already done the hard work, and these aren't going to be like tough scenarios like, oh yeah, what's your favorite um thing to put on your toast? These are things that are the real questions that you're asking. So. I've got one here. It's a fan mail. Sam from Cromwell says, which Southland Stags player would you trust to drink drive you from the top of New Zealand all the way to the bottom? And bear in mind, I think when he says drink drive, he means 24 beers or deeper.
Funny you asked that question because Southlanders, I don't know if we've got I know we've got a few Southland listeners, but I don't know if the rest of the country would quite be aware that Southlanders do drink drive like there's no tomorrow. So this scenario has quite a lot of relevance. So thank you,
Mm,
um, Sam from Cromwell. He's obviously
yeah,
a
Sam from
Central Otago
Cromwell.
boy, having a
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah.
a dig there. But all right, the Southland Stags player I would trust to drive me
Past or present. Past
past
or
or
present.
present. I might go Jason Rutledge because if
Yeah,
I'm going to go past
that's.
player just because
Hmm.
he looks like someone that would be able to he just looks like he would be able to function at the same level regardless of what is in his body. So I think like that guy, whether he's got substances in his body or not, he just looks like he would always function at like a good 65%. So
Yeah.
I'm going to trust him to get me safely back. Well, are we going from Picton to Bluff or Bluff to Picton?
Oh no, we're literally going from Cape Reinga all the way
Oh,
to Bluff. Yeah, that's the top of the.
whole country.
Yeah,
Sorry, I thought
because
you
you
said
have
the
to get
whole
the
island.
ferry. You have to get the ferry as well just to load up on more beers.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still go Rutledge, even though he probably hasn't been to this North Island before, so he might not know those roads. But I don't think any Southlander has, so you're
No,
fucked either way, aren't you?
no. I
Uh,
think they're quite scared of the demographic up north.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
It's a slightly
yeah,
different demographic than what they're used
yeah.
to. Yeah. Um,
Yeah. Can I chime in with one? Because I actually reckon there's a pretty good shout. I reckon Waffa.
yeah, I was thinking
Big
Whopper.
Waffa. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the standards would really affect him, but I also think he'd look really good in a ute as well. So,
He would.
so I
Yeah.
think going off those two things, like yeah,
I was thinking
big
Whopper.
frame, yeah, yeah,
Mm. One reason I was thinking Whopper is because I guess he would have seen a little bit more of the country than Jason Rutledge, who I think has never actually left Invercargill. But and
yeah.
Rutledge, Whopper now lives up in the North Island too, so yeah, he
Mm,
probably knows the roads a bit more. But anyway, we don't want to get into
no.
transit. What's it? New Zealand Transport Agency chat. We might get
Yeah,
copyrighted. So
NZT, yeah, yeah. We don't
yeah,
actually want to promote drink driving either. So for
oh
all
yeah,
our
no,
Southland,
absolutely not.
so for all our Southland viewers out there, if you're gonna drink, leave the keys at home, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely no. We don't
just get
promote
an
drink
Uber.
driving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get an Uber or a line bike home instead of
yeah.
driving 3 hours to get back.
Yeah, no, it's just not on. So it's good that we've actually been able to put that in there. So anyway,
Mm,
I think we probably dragged it on and dribbled on a little bit too much today. So yeah, the key message today is go the Knicks. Give us your feedback on our all-time 11s. Don't drink drive. It's not good for you. It's terrible and it puts other people at risk. And
yeah.
if you've got a scenario that you can think of, please DM us. We might do another episode in the next few days for you people at home. So cheers for listening once again. Couch out.